This program, which is incepted from Government of India's Ministry of Women Child Development Department. And once you get more context of it, you will understand that historically, after independence, India has been struggling to remove the evils of gender inequality and a very crude reality of female infanticide, feticide. After so many years of independence, we still see that women in our society are still having a lot of violence and a lot of offenses against women. And these offenses and violence are a problem of our structures. The structure of our society, which does not appreciate a woman who is well educated, a woman who is self empowered, a woman who is able to take decisions for her own. And that is what we are going to set aside, and we are going to correct it. Over years, we have made multiple rules. Government of India, Government of Kerala, whichever government, they have done a lot of legislations to make sure that we are at least legally protecting women. The IPC, CRPC sections, the rule for making sure that we are not able to diagnose the sex of the fetus. Any kind of offenses against women are taken much more seriously. So legally, we are still moving in the right direction. But in practicality, there have been lot of hindrances across the parts of the country, and the problems have been different. I come from Uttar Pradesh, where the problems of women are much more different than Kerala. Because in Kerala, the education was never an issue. But does that mean that by solving education, by solving healthcare, do we ensure that the women are actually empowered? Is it actually relating to it? The data which is pertaining to offenses against women, the violence against women will not tell you so, because you will understand that education does help to give you a foundation. It does help you to create a society which is more inclusive, in which women are more able to take decisions for their own and more empowered. However, we need to make sure that everybody is on the same page for making sure that the society is equitable and the gender inequality in itself is addressed. And as part of this whole scheme, the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao Andolan was started, in which we need to make sure that having women in your homes is not a problem, it's a resource. And that mindset, probably you are too young to understand it and probably too young to remember it. Once you read of history, you will understand that in 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the problem was much more severe. And thankfully, we have moved ahead. Thankfully, we have realized that this is the right direction to go in. And we have improved drastically. As a country, as a society, we have improved drastically in making sure that women are actually given the right opportunities. But still, a lot of work has to be done. And with the new society comes new challenges. And that is what today we are here. When we were conceptualizing Stand Up Rise Up scheme with our department officials, we realized that a scheme which is more dynamic in nature, and whatever are more relevant topics for you at this point of time will be taught, will be discussed. And as part of that, we are doing this first discussion today in terms of the cyberbullying, cyber awareness. And I'm sure that every one of you have experienced or used social media, right? Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, everyone. And I don't want to comment on whether you should use it or not. You should not. By the way, you should not use it because there's a particular reason why they say it's supposed to be used for adults. You should not be using it. But I understand that it's very difficult to control it as of now. So you need to have right behavior online. And I'm assuming that today's discussion, my colleague will be able to share with you what are the right practices, what are the problems that you can get into. And mind you, my friends, the problems are much more severe than you would have ever anticipated. And it's going to get complicated furthermore. In terms of what you post on social media, what you are doing, what kind of photographs you are posting, who you are talking to, who you are not talking to, how are you behaving. It has a lot of implication on your lives. And it has grave consequences if we are not being very careful. Because in our society, we have elements which are criminal in nature, we are screwed in nature, and we can't control everything, but we can protect ourselves. And that is the whole purpose of this discussion today. Everybody is active on Instagram, everybody is active on Facebook, but you need to be making sure that if you are doing so, what are the precautions that you have to take? And it's not just for children, mind you, it's for adults as well. We also do not know what are the right attributes, which websites to go to, which websites to not go to. And it's not just social media, right? Any website that you're visiting, it could be a fake website. It could actually take information from you, from your computer. You must be using the computers of your parents probably and your homes. If there are bank details in that particular laptop, that can also be accessed. There are technologies which are doing so. How to connect to an open Wi-Fi just for a very casual purpose, but we lose a lot of data. And that discussion is all together. I'm sure you have seen that in terms of data theft, in terms of data security. People who are interested in computer science, you will be much more familiar with it. But in general, our mobile phones, our laptops, our computers are having huge amount of personal and private data, which has to be very carefully looked at. And I'm assuming that today's session will be really helpful for all of you to engage. And I would request the faculty members also to be actively engaging in this session, because I'm sure that they will also have certain doubts. And students, of course, it's for you, it's for your understanding that how do we go about it. So I want to officially thank Silver Hills for being partner to this great initiative of Stand Up, Rise Up under the Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao schemes, and partnering with in such a good level that we have huge strength with us. And the first session itself of the Stand Up, Rise Up scheme is going to be a success. I would also thank my department officials who have done great work and provided great attention to planning every of the component of this scheme. And it is a great opportunity for me to tell you how collaborative this whole effort is, because Government of India sitting in Delhi have designed a scheme which is universal and commonly applicable to the entire country. And as you know, our country is very big, and every state in our country is having their own setup, having their own challenges. So this scheme is so dynamic that we are able to modify it based on our requirements. And with the present changes, with the present requirement, we have modified, for example, the first session of cyberbullying. We are doing a lot of other schemes as well. And as my colleague has already mentioned to you, that Government of Kerala, Government of India, every government is not just legally bound to assist, but also want to assist every student in terms of any kind of problems that they might be facing. I do want to address one more very important and relevant issue at this point of time, since I'm talking to students about the drug menace that we are all having. And gone are the days when we used to say that the drug problem is very hidden. But it's not very hidden anymore. It's on our faces. We are able to see it. We are able to hear those cases. As responsible citizens, I would request each one of you to be vigilant about it, that if you find anyone who is actually doubtful in terms of consuming drugs, there are legal provisions, of course. We will be able to arrest the person who has supplied and all those things. But I don't want to get into that, because as students, you should be making sure that your friends, your groups should not be engaging in these kind of activities. And if you find anyone who is doing it, you can report it to a lot of helpline. We have the child line number, we have the police Yodha helpline number also, in which your anonymity will be maintained. Because it's a very complicated issue that if anybody you're complaining about, there are a lot of implications in terms of their society and their life. So ensuring anonymity, we will be able to help that child. So if you like your friend, if you have any kind of affection, any kind of trust with your friend, if you want, you should be able to report that case to the right relevant authorities. I'm sure school will be able to help you. It's not just the government. The school will be very happy to help to weed out this problem. And I would request the school authority to also assess them and assess students in a way that they are more welcoming. They're coming forward to tell you these issues. And I understand a lot of issues will not be inside the school campuses itself. It will not be just bound within the school campus premises. It will be outside the school campus, because within school campus, we are able to control a lot of things. It's very easy. But outside school, it's very difficult to control. It's a completely open world. But if you find any issues, I would request you to help and take our help also if it is a slightly more complicated case. We will be more than happy to take students, help them, counsel them, and get them out of this trap of drugs. So please, my only humble request to every one of you is, if you love your friends, please help them. And it's not cool anymore. It was never cool. It will never be cool to have consumed drugs. And I blame our society as well, who actually uh, promoted through Bollywood or through movies about use of smoking, drinking, and then the next step came for the drugs. We have romanticized this whole idea to a level which is harming the society, and it will create further deeper problems among youth. And we have seen cases, you have seen cases, I'm sure, in which in your locality, in your district, in your areas, people who are getting affected by drug use are leading and creating a lot of problems for other people. We have had cases where there have been brute violence among children. There have been deaths, there have been injuries. There have been people, students, 10th standard, 11th standard, 12th standard students who are completely addicted on drugs, and it takes a lot of time, effort, financial resources to get them out of it. So you all need to pledge that you will not be doing it, and you will also be pledging that you will help any student. You are not complaining, you are helping them. Please understand that. It's not a crime if you are willing to change. It's not a crime if you are helping others. And that is what all of you need to do. And I'm sure that you will be benchmark citizens in the future, and you will be able to help and create examples. And I think Kerala is the only place in the country which can actually win this war before it actually goes out of hand. Because Kerala society is much more inclusive, much more collaborative, much more socially integrated. Because other societies I've seen have a lot of problems. In Kerala, we don't have problems of healthcare, we don't have problems of education, we don't have crude problem of poverty. So we can actually solve this problem. All of us need to come together and get it out. Because police, district administration, government is doing their job. Albeit, yes, there could be certain problems, certain drawbacks because of the capacity, but we are doing our job in terms of catching the people who are trying to get the drugs inside our society. But it will never work out if you do not help us. And together we will be able to make a society which is clean, which is empowering, not just for everyone, for the girl child, for every citizen in our state and our country. With this, I would like to stop my address because I have other places to go to and other meetings to go to. And rest assured, one more thing, that I do get a lot of requests for leaves on social media. I do see every one of those comments, but we'll be giving you leave whenever we feel that the rainfall is very extreme. But commenting it does not help, let me tell you. Yeah, so uh, we do take care of where the flooding happens, where how much rainfall is. We have a lot of data that is coming in. You need not be worried about that we are not seeing where the rainfall is very high. That is our basic work to do, that where is flooding happening, where are the roads that are stuck. Rest assured. And of course, if the principal tells me, sir, there's a lot of localized flooding, I will be able to declare holidays as well. But it's for your safety only. It's not for anything else. It's for the making sure that the students are able to move around and they should remain safe. And rest assured, we are there for you for in terms of any requirement. Thank you.